Hello, my EBC family. This is Minister JB. I'm excited to be with you on day 18, back on our 21-day podcast. I hope the fast has been going well for you. This is the last week. We're in the middle right there. Finish strong. Finish strong. You'll hear that later in the devotion. But I want to talk to you today about an unshakable shepherd. An unshakable shepherd. A well-known portion of scripture we're going to go to today. You could probably recite it without me even reading it, but we're going to read it anyways. Psalm 23, verse 1 to 4. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And here's our key verse. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now, like I said before, if you've been in church for some time, you've heard this verse before. You probably had to recite it in Sunday school. And even those who have not been in church, you might have heard it in a movie. I remember watching a Spider-Man movie and the grandma was praying this scripture when the villain was coming in. But this is more than just a well-known portion of scripture. This is about putting your trust in something solid and unshakable. It's about remembering what your foundation is built on. No matter the situation or the circumstance, when you are built on and trusted in that solid, unshakable source, you can go through. Now, make no mistake, valleys are real. Valleys are dark. Valleys are tight. And in the valley, everything seems like it's pressing in on you. Your fears, your doubts, your question. It feels like there's no room to run and there's no light to see clearly. And when vision shrinks, fear grows. When vision shrinks, fear grows. And this is why, like Pastor would say, we have to trust him when we can't trace him. But I love the song called Valley that says, I can't see it all, but I have seen enough to know that you are faithful. That's such an encouragement to me that I can't see it all, but I've seen enough to know that you are faithful. You don't get the views of the mountaintop down in the valley, but what you do get is a choice. Faith is a choice. And in our text, David doesn't deny the evil. He decides, he chooses that he will fear no evil. Not because the valley is easy, but because you are with me, because God is with him, because I've seen you do it before and I know you will do it again. That's the difference. Faith isn't pretending the valley isn't real. It's trusting that the shepherd is. I'm going to do it, Pastor Andrew. Let me say it again. Faith isn't pretending the valley isn't real. It's trusting that the shepherd is. Faith is built on trust, and the valley becomes that test, not of God's presence, but of whether we truly trust the one who was leading us through. And this is how we build a faith that stands firm. You put it in the one who is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. We have to go through to get our breakthrough. And as you go through this fast, it may seem like you're in a valley. Might feel like everything is pressing in on you. Your fears, your doubts, your questions, and you might want to quit. But we must, like David, remind ourselves of the presence of the mighty good shepherd. And I know him, and he's a mighty good shepherd. In this fast, as you go through, it's important to know the presence of the shepherd, the unshakable shepherd. I want you to notice the shift. Before the valley, David talks about God. He leads me. He restores me. But in the valley, he talks to God. For you are with me. For your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The valley moves God from theology to relationship. God isn't shouting instructions from the mountaintop. He's walking beside us in the valley. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. They comfort you. The staff is there to guide and to rescue, to reach out and pull the sheep back when they're slipping. And the rod is there to protect, to keep predators away, not to punish the sheep, but to defend them. Comfort in the valley doesn't come from seeing the way out. It comes from knowing that the mighty good shepherd is leading you through. An unshakable faith is built on something firm, a firm foundation, not on circumstances, not on clarity, not on the absence of valleys. Unshakable faith is built on trust and trusting the shepherd in the middle of the valley, not after it, not once you're out of it, but it's when you're in it how faith becomes unshakable. We need to trust God in the midst of this fast because fasting allows us to take our eyes off the valley and put them on the shepherd. Fasting allows us to take our eyes off of the valley and put them on the shepherd, off of what you might be going through, off of what you might be dealing with, and allows you to put them on the shepherd. Unshakable faith isn't built by avoiding the valley. No, it's built by trusting the shepherd inside of it. Faith becomes unshakable when trust doesn't disappear in the valley. In order to be unshakable, we have to put our trust in this God who is unshakable, in a God who is unmovable, in a God who will guide us, guard us, and keep us through the valley, all the way to the end of it. I'm going to leave you with this. This is why we can go through the valley, because God is with us. It's not about our strength, the unshakable strength like Pastor Andrew mentioned on Monday. He said it's found in the Lord. And on Monday, we talked in a men's prayer in the morning about the presence of God. Deacon Jade, relating to strength, said that God is like our spiritual spotter. And for those of you who might not be familiar with being in the gym, when a weight is too heavy, when you're lifting weight and it gets too heavy, and it might not be a weight that you can't lift. It might be a weight that you feel you can lift by your own strength, but you might be feeling tired. You might be feeling fatigued. You might be on your last rep or your third week of fasting. And in that moment, you call on somebody to say, hey, can you give me a spot? Can you help me lift this weight up? Because I want to finish strong. I want to push through, but it's getting heavy in this valley. It's getting hard in this fast. Can you give me a spot? And here's the thing. Sometimes the spotter doesn't even touch the weight. The spotter doesn't even touch the weight. But just knowing that their hands are there is what helps you push through. Just knowing that the mighty good shepherd is there can help us push through. You might be still pushing. You'll still be fasting. You'll still be praying. You'll still be reading through it all. But just knowing that God is there gives you the confidence to finish that rep. Saints of God, I implore you, finish the rep. Finish strong. God is our spiritual spotter. And just knowing that his hand is there, guiding us, helping us to lift that weight, we can make it through. David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? For you are with me. God, our spiritual spotter, is holding us up. If we could just see God's hand in everything we do, we would walk through. That's the God in the valley. The one who's walking with you. His hand is right there. You can go through because God is with you. The valleys are not destinations. They're passages. You don't camp there. You don't live there. You walk through. And you don't walk through alone. The mighty good shepherd is with you, the unshakable shepherd. Every step, every turn, he is there. And because of that, you will come out stronger, steadier, unshakable. For you can go through because he is with you. Be blessed today. I pray that you continue to seek God's face. Understand that he is with you, that mighty good shepherd, and you can go through. You will come out of this valley. You need to go through for your breakthrough. Keep on pushing. Stay strong in the Lord as he spiritually spots you. Be blessed.